All right, next video. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with a twin flame. This is kind of a interesting thing, something I've only really gotten into in the last 6 months maybe or something. Started experimenting with it. But I talked in my last video about the soulmate that I spent half of my, I guess it was half of my life. That's scary, but so anyways, she kind of fits the description of what would be like the twin flame. And from my understanding, well, it fits the description perfectly, at least as far as, the information that I've gathered by, watching YouTube videos and stuff. And I can't say for sure. I don't really know. It's not my area of expertise by any means, but she does kind of fit all the criteria that it would entail as far as that goes. But so it's like now, I think I mentioned in the last video, it's been, I don't know, 3-4 years, something like that. This is before COVID, even though COVID isn't real. I try not to get it, whoops, I accidentally, I shouldn't be saying stuff like that on YouTube. Hopefully they won't take my channel down for that. Anyways, that was an accident, but maybe I won't post this video. Yeah, right, like I won't. Anyway, so I'm not going to get into that. That's for my other channel. Anyway, so it's like, let's say for instance, I try it for a while. It's a real rocky road. Then I decide I don't want any more part of this. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with this person anymore. But see, the problem is, it's the twin flame is two pieces of the same soul breaking off into two different incarnations. So the premise there is that if I can't deal with her, that means I can't deal with myself. So my thinking on this is that if I'm going to transcend, in the next, like, whatever amount of time, 10, 20, I don't know how many years this thing on Earth is going to play out, at this point. But there's going to be a shift coming up here. I don't know if it's going to be in the next 10 years or the next 20 years, but the world is going to shift into two different timelines. Some people are going to advance to a higher dimension, and the rest of the people are going to, end up in some hell world of sorts. That's the best I can get into it. And this whole thing goes along with, maybe if you believe in revelations, I don't think that's a YouTube flag, but if you want to get into, use a description of what I'm talking about. So, how can I hide from myself? Therein is the question. Or why am I trying to hide from myself? There's the other question. And, what does that really mean? If the twin flame is, in both, I saw this one video of this person I follow on BitChute, and, this guy channels some kind of, alien entity, and his twin flame is another dimension, and not if I really believe in all that stuff or not, but it's kind of an interesting concept that the twin flame would be in a parallel dimension. But that's not the case here. She's like right here. And, given at the time, I certainly didn't, even understand what a twin flame was, let alone, kind of thinking that she's like my twin flame. So I don't think that's ever going to be over. I don't think it is over. I don't think it'll ever be over, in that sense. And a lot of the stuff that's been happening lately is like, to me, is like a bunch of different conflicting things going on inside of my inside my spirit. I don't know. It's like whatever word you want to use for it. It's almost like an inner battle where there's maybe a few different directions that I'm being pulled in. And some of them, and it's hard to decipher exactly what it is. And it's, but it hit me this morning when I went out for a run that that was the I didn't understand all the different things that were the conflicting issues that I was dealing with. I wasn't quite straight on. I thought I knew what some of them were, and I guess I was, but the whole twin flame thing now makes sense if I add this into the equation, because that's what's pulling on me from a distance. Obviously, because she's quite a several hundred miles away from where I'm at right now. So, but she has been contacting me, both psychically and on the phone. So it's like, so it's interesting. So basically, I don't think it's over with. In fact, I could definitely say it's not over with. I don't know what's going to become of it. That's a tough question. I'm going to do a video on that as I go, videos on this as I go along, because this is kind of a interesting thing. And this will actually make this might actually make the whole channel here that I just started. Maybe that's why I'm starting it. If I stop and look at this, this might be a really interesting ongoing theme, and along with other things, of course. So I'm going to add this into the equation and start seeing if I meditate on this and come up with an answer of how I should approach this situation. When I try to come up with the answers to everything, I sort of meditate on them, and they do kind of come to me after a while once I'm open to getting guidance from the universe. And what I mean by the universe is that's everything. It's not just this dimension, but all dimensions combined. There's something beyond that. There's a power beyond all these dimensions parallel dimensions that we live in simultaneously. And divine guidance comes from beyond that. And that's what I try to seek to find the answers to. And sometimes I get them, All right, it's coming up on 8 minutes here. I'm going to cut this video short. See you in the next video.